What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today, we're going to be talking about controlling your anger, and the reason we're talking about this is because I had went to get the word, and it came up about anger and stuff like that. But it was just amazing how everything fit into play, especially with a situation going on right now with Raja Jackson. If you don't know who that is Quentin Rampage Jackson's son, who was on live stream getting in his heart about something in regards to wrestling. So what I mean by that is they are at this event. They're in the back, and the guy hits him over the head with a can because he doesn't know that Raja is not actually a participant or a wrestler. So they're getting into it, and guy was like, "Hey, aren't you gonna sell it? Are you gonna sell the fight? And the guy's confused. Raja's confused because, he's not involved. So he's getting angry about it. Once everybody regulates and says, no, man, he's not actually a wrestler, so on and so forth, the guy apologizes. Not once, but twice. They shook hands, everything. So this young man, well, not young man, he's 25, but yeah, he's still a young man. This young man then proceeds to go on chat and allow himself to get angrier to the point where he goes in, slams the guy, and hits the guy like 20-something times while he's defenseless like this. And he's just boom, 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 boom. At least 20 times. I forgot. The number was crazy because I can't watch it again just because of how just ridiculous it was. But this is where controlling your anger comes in because we don't know what's going to happen to him, charges, whatever, because it's all on live stream. It's all recorded, all watching him pump himself up to do the most and crash out, as they say now. The funny thing about the word crash out, there's nothing positive about that word, crash out. Like, you know what I mean? This is a negative thing. But people love to crash out nowadays. They love saying crash out. But this is why you want to control your anger, because anger is like fire. And uncontrolled, it could take down an entire forest. You understand? And I think a lot of times when we just let ourselves rage out, black out, whatever the case is, by the time we come to, the damage is so bad, there's really no way to fix it or save yourself depending on what level of crash out you went. Some people, like I just saw one recently where it was a vehicle issue, road rage. There we go. Road rage incident where people are arguing. They're like, yo, he pulled a weapon out on us. And as the dude is driving past, he's saying something to him. And the female in the passenger seat says, you man. And all of a sudden, dude just starts laying into their vehicle. Now, mind you, they're in the turning lane. He pulled up in the grass before he let off. So if somebody's pulling up in the grass, they mean business. Just to get next to you. And I don't know what type of issue happened on the road because this video starts where right before that happens, and it's like, what could make you that mad? Like, you have to start asking yourself, what type of anger do you have unchecked? How bad is it to where you're like, I'm going to do a life-changing decision for myself once I'm caught after it's done? You see what I mean? Because I understand having a mutual combat situation, cool, that's a legal thing depending on where you're at. But to try to take someone's life, to beat on an unconscious person, to do things where there's no honor behind it, it makes you question, like, why do you have so much rage? Why do you have so much anger? What is it about you that you need to check? Because there is no way on this planet that I have no excuses where I can justify me going off to a higher level that didn't require me saving myself or somebody close to me. If my life's not in danger, there's no reason for me to amp it up. And that's what happened with Raja. He amped himself up. Yeah, he was talking to the chat. He's like, yeah, this, and this. Oh, you don't think I'm going to do it? You don't think... You're using them to pump yourself up. Then after you commit this heinous act, you then are outside losing it. Oh, I'm not a B. I'm not this. Y'all think I'm soft. I'm not weak. I'm like, this is way deeper than that. Like, this dude is carrying on pent up rage, and he just found a reason to outlet it. Because there is no way that you can justify this type of behavior. You just can't. There's just no way you can justify it. And it's crazy to me to see a 25-year-old guy wild out like that when you're a professional fighter and you can potentially just ruin your career and do jail time just because of a misunderstanding that you accepted an apology for. That's the part that gets me. You accepted the apology. If he was like, man, F you, I ain't accepted nothing, okay, then it's understood. All right, y'all, that's where y'all at, you know, but you accepted his apology twice. Shook hands. Where's the honor behind that? Because that's what rage does, unchecked. You're going to shake hands, accept the apology, be honorable, but then turncoat or, you know, go behind the scenes and then plot against somebody's demise. That's not honorable at all. That's some weak stuff. And, you know, I hate chats, but the chats can only say what they say. That could have been a teachable moment for them. Like, hey, man, we shook on it as men. There's no reason for me to even go try to backdoor it and do anything to him now. It's irrelevant. You know what I mean? He apologized. You know, but see, the thing about chats is that they're not in the real world. They acting like this is a gaming system, and they're just telling you to do stuff to see if you're stupid enough to follow it. And because you were angry, you allowed them to get in your brain and you move stupidly. And, you know, whatever happens to you, it needs to, because you need to be held accountable because you're an idiot. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments section, and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody? Peace.